much for being in my home today. We bought our house a little over a year ago. It was built in the 1940s and we have called it our little cottage. It's just a small house, but we love it. It has a lot of charm. We've been working, like I said, for the past year that we have lived here to decorate and try to make things feel like it's our own. And there is rooms that are done, but there's a lot of rooms that are also not done. So we're gonna start with all the rooms that I have a little bit more decorated. I wouldn't exactly call them finished, but they definitely are more complete than some of the other rooms in the house. And then I'm still gonna show y'all the rooms that we are working on or that we have plans to work on in the near future. Anyways, I really hope that all of you enjoyed the tour today. So we're gonna start here in the living room. On this side of the TV, I put this blanket ladder that my sister built me. It was years ago when she done it, and then I thrifted these Courier and Ives plates on the side. And then I made this quilt with my best friend, gosh, probably 9 or 10 years ago. But I want to add a little bit more to this area, but it's good for now. At least it feels a little bit more complete. And then we're gonna go over here to my buffet. I got this secondhand from Marketplace. I believe it to be about 100 or so years old. And on top of it, I have some of my thrifted finds. I have this Victorian couple and some milk glass vases. This is a tea set that my granny gave to my mom, and then my mom passed down to me. And then over here, we just have some crystal pieces. Then over in this area, this is something I completed recently. It is just a little picture of us, and then a thrifted, this one right here, I thrifted it. I thrifted these little shelves recently as well, and they have little trinkets on them. It's fun to just add some little tiny things. And then I put some roses here in these vases, and it's on top of this island that we are using as an entryway table, so we can like put our shoes and stuff in there, and it's actually worked really good. But the roses, I was hoping they would cover this spot. A command strip, which is not supposed to tear up your wall. When I pulled it off, it ended up tearing up the wall. So from far away, you can't see it as much. But I'm gonna have to, eventually we're gonna like paint or something here. But until then, I need to find a decoration piece that matches all of these others. And then we go over here. This is just another little entryway area. Got some a basket with some blankets there. Got some keys here. And then this is our front window. So over here is this china hutch that actually matches the buffet that I just showed you. And I put all of my thrifted silver pieces. I put some up here on the wall with plate hangers. Got some tulips here, which I'm gonna have to replace soon. They're nearing the end of their life. And then here is my collection of silver stuff. So I want to keep adding more. I have thrifted every single one of these for really good prices. I have a lot of thrift hauls on my channel if you want to go check any of those out. But that is something that I absolutely love doing, thrifting. And then we come over here to this area. We just have the couch, a chair, an ottoman. And then up there, I just put this horse picture with some sconces that I thrifted. And I thrifted that lamp. I thrifted these chairs here. And over on this side, I thrifted that lamp as well. Most of my house is thrifted, but that is the living room. So in the kitchen, we will start this wall. I just have some of these jelly molds that are copper, And I found this peg rack at an estate sale with these mugs, also from an estate sale, and then just a little fish copper mold. I think he is so cute. But I love this little area of my kitchen. I think with each season, I can change out these mugs and, you know, do it according to holidays and season, things like that. And then there's nothing special there, just the pantry. But I did get this cute sign off of Amazon, I want to say. So I will link that for y'all if any of you are interested in it. Then over in this area is just more of the kitchen with two doorways. I added these lace curtains. I just like the charm that they add. And then over here we have a blanket ladder that my sister made me. And I put several of my thrifted baskets. That picture there is from Target. I will link it if I can still find it. And then we have another picture here over on the side, also thrifted. I got it for like $3. It was a really good price. And I have this miniature gallery wall. I plan to keep adding to it as I find things, and I decorated this little area over here recently. These are some vintage Italian miniature pictures. They're super cute though. And then more thrifted stuff. Most everything I decorate with is thrifted. So you're gonna hear that word a lot. So we have this little mushroom container, this milk glass thing, and then I got these hydrangeas actually at a yard sale. Got my Dutch oven. That came from Walmart. I will link that too. It's the Pioneer Woman one. I bake sourdough bread, so I use that thing all the time. Then this is a shelf I thrifted recently and decided to use it for spices. And then I just put this cute little vintage bell up on the top. I just thought he looked good up there. And I recently did this corner, which I am super happy with. We got our bread bowls, some more thrifted pieces, and then this little plaque up here that says Betty's Kitchen. That came from my friend Dusty. My granny's name was Betty. She passed away a couple of years ago, and I told her that I loved it, and she sent that to me, which was so sweet. So of course it is up here in honor of my granny. And then we just got some flour and rice. I love to use things that we actually use in the kitchen as decoration. So these colors just matched well with all this other stuff. And then I have seen people adding lamps to their kitchen, and I thought that was so pretty. So I had this one in a closet. I got it on clearance at Walmart for like $3.50. It was very cheap. Like yard sale prices. But I put it right here, and I actually think it looks pretty good. So there's that corner. And then this is just a little container for some of Sammy's treats. I like this container. I think it's cute, so I thought it was a good place to put them. So there is the sink, and then we just have the island here, which I just added some fruit in the middle. And this container, I'm guessing you could probably figure it out. It was thrifted from an estate sale. And then on the side over here, I have this baker's rack. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace for only $50. It is very heavy, very good quality. So we use it as kind of like a coffee bar / water filter, tea kettle, that kind of thing. Our kitchen is pretty small, so adding this for extra storage is really nice. So down below, we've got a basket from a thrift store with some cookbooks and nutritional books, things like that. And then more coffee stuff in this basket. And I just put some decorations up here. I would like to add some plants, but I'm gonna have to get some of those done. Speaking of plants, my next video coming, we're gonna be doing a whole bunch of planting with flowers and stuff and some thrifted baskets, so you can be watching for that and subscribe if you want to. And then just some curtains on this window. But there is the kitchen. So now we're in the sunroom. I just have a whole bunch of pictures over here in this corner. I kind of wanted to do a corner gallery wall. So you guessed it, I took thrifted stuff and just decorated all of it up. And then down here is a cross stitch picture my granny did for me when I was younger. She did it in 1999, so I would have only been 7 years old. I was very small. But she put Amazing Grace on it, so I put that there. Then over here, we just have an aloe plant. Got this hutch here from my sister. She got this from Marketplace for $100, and then she didn't want it, so I just bought it back from her. And then I just put some books and some brass pieces in there. I'll open it so that you can see it better. I took something out of there recently. I need to put something back. And then I have some of my records in there because I have a record player in here. Then over here we have the dining table. This is actually a sunroom, but we use it as a sunroom slash dining room. We changed it around recently. I actually have a whole room makeover video for this room that you can go check out on my channel if you want to. And then over here I have my piano. I love to play music. I have a lot of musical people in my family. And then up above, just did some decorations. Most of it thrifted. And then over here we just have some more decorations as well. Just a bunch of random different things. I love vintage books, so there's a lot of vintage books that I use around my house to decorate. Although this area here, I need to do something with it. I'm just not sure what. And then this wall over here, we just have some more pictures, some candles. This chair over here, I got this for $2 at a yard sale. It's one of the cheapest finds I've ever got. And then we have this hutch here. This was my husband's grandma's, and none of his family wanted it, so I was like, I'll take it. So we've had it for a long time. And then I have my record player over here. But that is the sunroom slash dining room. So here in the hallway I have this kind of a farmhouse picture is what I would call it, but I want to say I paid $4 or $5 for that from a thrift store. And then I'm gonna turn this light on. At the end of this haul, you can see me. I have this picture that I got from an estate sale. It was only $15. It was an amazing price, but I love how it looks at the end of the hallway. This is the guest room slash office for now. It is not all decorated. It needs to be redone. So it's just kind of setting right now until we can get to some other rooms in our house. I told y'all that some of the rooms were done and some were not. And this is one of the ones that is not really done at all. We need to work on it, and I just put a whole bunch of junk over here that is semi-organized. It's not too bad. But there is the office room, and we will be redoing it eventually. So whenever we do, that will be up on my channel. This is our tiny little bathroom. Our house is pretty small, so the bathrooms are small, but it works out just fine. But this one has not been really fully decorated. I've put a little pieces here and ended up moving stuff. I do that all the time. I'm constantly moving things in my house. This room here is the guest bedroom, but currently me and my husband are using it as our room to sleep in. So I've not done much to it. We just got the bed, which we need for sleeping. Got the dressers over here to hold the clothes. This trampoline is here because Sammy uses that to have a boost to get up onto the bed. Our bed is really tall, so it works really good as kind of like a step for him. But eventually, we will be redoing this room too. I'm excited. I cannot wait to do that. Now, this is the master bedroom, which we are currently working on. As I'm sure you can tell, look at the mess in here. It's crazy. But this room is a very small bedroom, but it does have a good size closet over here, which I am very excited to use. I cannot wait to have all that room for my clothes and shoes. But then you go over here to the left, and we have the master bathroom, which I recently redone, so I will link that video for you if you want to check it out. So here is the master bathroom. I love that painting up above the toilet. And then it just has a bunch of thrifted pieces and then budget-friendly stuff from like Walmart. Just things like that. But this is also a really small bathroom. It's kind of hard to film in here. Just so my camera can get the angle. Y'all balance up here on this window. And then we go over here. We got some pictures, some tulips, and just your vanity, your basics. But this is a really tiny bathroom. So that is all for this room. So this is our laundry room. It's actually a decent size. It has all of these shelves over here, which is really, really great. Your basics, hot water, heater, washer and dryer. And over here I have this shelf that we put Sammy's stuff on. Although I think I'm going to change the shelf out soon because I thrifted a new one, which is coming in a thrift haul, which I cannot wait to share with y'all. And then over here, it's just another shelf for storage. We got the pet foods, things like that, the vacuums, mops, all that stuff is stored in here. And I debated on whether or not I wanted to share this room because it's all messy. But you know what? That's real life. Like, we have laundry piled here that needs to go into the washer, and that's life. Life is not always perfectly clean. Everyone makes messes, so I decided to go ahead and share that even though it's not in tip-top shape right now. So thank y'all so much for being here in my home today. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing my 1940s cottage. That is all that I have. That's it. So anyways, God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you next time. Bye.